Hi everybody, it's Gina. I am back with another one of my reusable period care product type videos. We've done one on the Pixie Disc size regular. We've also done the Pixie Cup wash, which I reviewed. So these are reusable menstrual pads, obviously. Obviously they've been used. They were mine, but as you can tell from the back, it's clean. They have been laundered and they've been soaked in peroxide as well to keep them from getting too stained up or anything. But of course, with this kind of thing, staining can and does happen. This one is a one piece. In other words, it does not have an insert of any sort. It's also got two snaps. So depending on how narrow or wide you need it, you can fasten it that way. This one is not a name brand. This one I particularly got at a store that also was selling diapers, the cloth diapers. So this came from the cloth diaper store. Also, I've got another couple here. Now, these two, the ivory and the blue, this used to be darker blue. These are both the Glad Rags brand. And these are 100% cotton. So you can see it says to pre-wash them cold water, machine wash warm, tumble dry medium. Well, I don't ever tumble dry anything on medium heat. I always tumble dry on low heat. So just saying, that's me, and I always wash everything in cold water. So anyway, everything gets soaked, obviously again in peroxide. The Glad Rags brand, however, is not a one piece. The Glad Rags, when you buy them, come with inserts. Each one comes with 2 inserts. And you just put them in, and it folds over ever so slightly. And it just fastens right onto your underpants. So when it goes on, it'll look like that. Now, that's the thing. The blue ones are marketed as the overnight. They're actually the same size as these. They've got the same number of inserts. The inserts are not any thicker. It's just a difference in color. Well, so you're going to say, well, Gina, how many inserts do I need? Well, if it's a super duper light day, you might not even need an insert, depending. If it's just one of those where you need a liner type day, you might just get away with the outside shell. If it's a light to medium, put in 1. If it's a real heavy one, put in 2. That makes them a little bit more customizable. Although I have worn the pink one on a pretty heavy day a few times, and it does well. It holds up. And the reason I'm talking about the reusable pads, and I'll also bring this up too, if you're going to have the reusable pads, one thing that would be good to have would be one of these. These are called a wet bag, and they've got a zipper in them. But it's got this liner here so that stuff doesn't spill out of it. This one I don't, is Whammy's brand. I bought this at the same store that I bought the pink ones. The Glad Rags brand ones, I actually, back then it was called the Co-op. Now it's called Three Rivers Market. So, any of y'all that live out in the Knoxville area, that's where I got these. But this was back in the day when it was like down on Broadway down near town. Now they're over on Central, but I'm just saying for any of y'all that might be watching in the Knoxville metro area, that's where I got these. You could obviously call them and ask if they have them and stuff. I would think that they probably do, since they're a little bit more of an eco-friendly place. But anyway, I digress. Anyway, these products are really good. And the reason being that I like the reusable pads. Number one, you can make these at home yourself. There are patterns, I'm sure, on the interwebs that you can find. And now this little stitching here on these edges, it's just an overlock serge type stitch. But if you're really a good person that's really good at hand sewing, you could hand sew these. This top is just like I said, it's fleece. And then the back is terry cloth. You can buy the snaps and stuff at places like Walmart, Joann's, maybe even Hobby Lobby, places like that would sell craft stuff. Or sewing stuff. I'm sure you could find that at any of those places. You can buy fabric. Again, Walmart, Joann's, possibly Hobby Lobby, places like that would sell any kind of like craft stuff. So at least, I know at least some of the Walmarts do have the material, so you could buy the stuff to make these. And the reason I'm saying, these are a really good option is because I know in a lot of places where underdeveloped places, rural places where, like, we're fairly rural where I live. I don't live anywhere near, like, I'm 30 miles either way to a big city. Like, literally, 30 miles in any direction is about how far I'm going to have to go to get to a city to get stuff. Now, that being said, there are people even more rural than I am that is going to have to go a lot further than that. These are a really great option, and especially in wintertime, folks. I'm going to tell y'all, for those of you that have a period, and stuff, these are great to have for winter, especially for those of us that live in places where it's going to snow, and like we don't measure the snow in inches, we measure it in feet. These are good to have around. I would highly suggest having some on hand, only for the fact that you don't know that you can get out to your local big box store. You don't know that you can get out to even your small stores that are in a lot of towns. I mean, like, okay, so our Dollar General is close. It's also hard for me to get products at a store like that because I'm allergic. Really, like, not just like, I mean, I'm really, really allergic to some of the stuff they put in products now. Not just a little, like where it's uncomfortable, like I'm breaking out severely and in a lot of pain, allergic. Like, EpiPen kind of allergic, or like Benadryl kind of allergic, that kind of deal. So, yeah, that's why I have these. Do I like them? Yes. And these are also, if you are one that likes to sew and you know of agencies that will take these, like say you want to make some and you are like, I want to donate some. Talk to the people at your local food pantries. See if they'll take some if you make them. There are agencies that send them to people overseas in countries that are less developed than, I mean, I'm in the United States. There's parts of the United States that's really, really, really rural, and there's not access to a lot of stuff. Like I said, now I'm from the Smoky Mountain region, And there are people in East Tennessee, up in the mountains, Eastern Kentucky, West Virginia, up in those mountains, that they are just they're really, really rural, and really to get out, it's very difficult. So, anywho, so these are good to have on hand, y'all. Really, they are. So if you've got a cycle, you've got a lot of allergies, or you don't have the money to invest. And like I said, now I bought these years ago. I've had the pink one probably 12 to 15 years. I think I paid maybe somewhere in the $10 to $15 range. They were not that expensive. The Glad Rags I paid 19 something for them 20 years ago. They were not cheap, but they were worth the money. Only for the fact that they've lasted that long. They have lasted that long. People may not have access to cups or discs, so this, and most of us, for those of you that have had a cycle, most all of us have at some point used a pad. May not have been a cloth pad, but most of us have used one. So anyway, these are really good options, especially with the fall coming on here in the United States. We're in the Northern Hemisphere. That means our winter is coming up because it is October. So in the next couple of months, we'll be in winter up here. So if you don't need them for yourself, but you want to make some for others, that'd be a really good Christmas gift for people, for those that have a cycle. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you haven't, I'm sorry. I know this content is not for everyone. It is what it is. And I'm trying to get out information on some of these for people so that they can see that there are different alternatives to things that they might be allergic to. Anyway, if y'all wouldn't mind, give me a great big thumbs up and leave me a comment in the comments section down below. I'll see you in the next one, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.